Hey there, how's it going? So I am out at probably my second least favorite lake, but you know, it's sort of crazy because the last 2 weeks ago it was record cold, everything froze over. The last several days it's been above normal, like 50s and 60s. We got a couple days left, so today's goal is we're going to dial in the Genius and see if we can't get that dialed in well. The second goal is to catch the first fish of 2023. And the third goal is to test out my foot because I beat it up pretty good about a week ago. And so I'm not going to travel too far, which is why I came to this lake. I'm just going to fish a few points here and see if we can't catch a few of whatever we'll bite. Probably small, largemouth bass. Wish me luck. Honestly, I'm hearing some splashes and stuff. Whew. And trying to be careful not to fall into the water. That's pretty good. I got the brakes set up fairly high on this. So I don't know if the splashes I'm hearing are ducks or if they might be bass. I love the look of the lake. Just something about fishing when it's foggy like this that I put the Genius on the Trout Sensation. I've got some 6-pound Daiwa J braid on. So I've got the little Z-Man Micro Finesse Ned rig on. Wow, that was awesome. Now this green J braid, it is sort of tough to see in these lower light overcast conditions. And that fog is sort of a cool fog, and I forgot my jacket today. Meant to bring it because it's going to start raining at some point, but dadgummit. Downside of dragging a Ned. So I only got a couple casts in with the Ned before I got a snag. But I figure I'll switch to a jig real quick. It's got a little bit of a weak, or at least, so. This thing feels like it's getting caught on all kinds of stuff. Okay, another one down. So this is one of the Duo Realis Rosante clones from AliExpress. Actually, I brought one of them with me, so once it's gone, it's gone. But let's see if we can't convince somebody. So I'll be curious to see if it's truly suspending or if it's like slow sinking. It looks like a pretty good suspending. It sinks very slowly, which probably is close to ideal. So from that perspective, and there's the first backlash on this. Feels like it has pretty good action. Yeah, that's I don't know if you can see that, but it does float really nice and it has just a very slow sink. I don't know if you heard that. I caught the brush behind me. It's more shallow here than I expected. So my foot's feeling pretty good, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down to what I always consider the shallow end of the lake. It's a little bit of a walk, but it'll be a good test to see how things are doing. We'll walk down there, see if I can find any action there. You know, at least this is paved, and it's I mean, it'll be a good test to see how the foot holds up walking, you know, a quarter mile or so, maybe a little bit more. And hopefully we find some fish. There's two lakes here, and it's interesting because the other lake is still frozen, so it might give us a little insight into the water temperatures. I kind of feel like this lake is mocking me at this point. I've lost 3 of the 4 lures that I've lost. I lost on the first or second cast. The only thing that seems to be safe to be able to fish is moving baits right now. It's probably why I always throw spinner baits here and chatter baits, just because you can keep them up above all the debris. Another reason I want to get a kayak to fish in this water. But I'm going to head to the spillway of another lake and see if there's hopefully nobody there, because it's a popular spot. See if we can't get the first fish of 2023. So the water is actually pretty much raging over the spillway here. It's really muddy, which means the lake is also very muddy. So we'll give us a try. Sometimes this is where I catch fish, you know, right after storms and stuff, is in, you know, high muddy water. I don't know, nothing else has been working lately, so we're going to give this a try. Based on the footprints, it does look like somebody's been here fishing. You know, the water level is not that high, it's just the flow rate. You know, the flow is pretty wicked. There we go. We got one. First cast. It feels pretty good too. Whatever. So it's maybe a smallmouth? Maybe a carp? What? That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Well, not completely surprising in this creek. He's hooked in the mouth too. Where is it? Well, that is not what I expected to catch today. That is not what I expected to catch at all on the first catch. I think I saw another hook in his mouth too. This guy's he's an aggressive feeder. Let's see here. Yeah, look here. Took somebody else's jig too. He's not a giant carp, but on bait finesse, that's a solid fish. You know, really not what I expected, but hey, if he's feeding, maybe some more fish are. Definitely not what I expected. So, not the fish I expected to catch, but feels good to catch something the first time out in 2023. Now let's see if we can't catch something a little bit more like a game fish type. But first cast, maybe it's a good sign, maybe it's a fluke. Saw that log come floating through, it sort of scared me a little bit. It came right down the edge. I'm like, ooh, what is it? What that is, it's a log that's going to make landing fish harder. Based on the conditions, I'm actually going to go downstream a little bit to a little bit better like smallmouth and panfish location. You know, but at least we caught one. No skunk today. Start the year off with a catch. Let's go see if we can catch something more along our target species. You know, the water is up, but it's not like super high to the point where I feel like there's just, you know, there's no chance of catching fish. So this little pool down here is one spot where sometimes you can catch some nice bass. Funny thing is, I drove past this yesterday when I was thinking about potential places to go. It really didn't look like it was up at all. So to see it like this today just shows how fast sometimes things change. So right down below me is a few big rocks, and it sort of funnels, the main channel funnels down here, and then it opens up over there. So I was thinking either over in that flat or right over here, maybe there's a chance of some fish. So ooh, there's like more rain coming too, so this day will be coming to an end very soon. Oh, I tried to really whip that one, and I got a pretty serious bird's nest. Okay, well, I feel some cold wind coming. It's getting dark, and I pushed the envelope a little bit too far on the spool tension for the Genius, so I have to get that fixed at home. Hey, so that's going to wrap up the first trip of the year. Caught a fish, caught my first carp of the year. I honestly only caught a couple of those all of last year, so it was a fun fight for sure. I sort of wish he would have ran a little bit more, but honestly the drag performed great on the Genius reel. So hey, I achieved all three objectives. We got the Genius pretty much dialed in. I pushed it a little hard there at the end and had a pretty significant backlash. Caught the first fish of the year, and the foot held up pretty well. A little sore right now, but I still plan on going to try to get out tomorrow too and see if we can't catch something a little bit more interesting. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.